This video describes the activation of a Statgraphics multi-user network license. A network license monitors the number of concurrent users using the program and won't let anyone log on once it reaches the maximum number of seats purchased. Users may check in and check out individual licenses, which reduces the number of shared licenses available. 4 steps are required to set up a network license for Statgraphics 18. In the first step, the network administrator goes to register.statgraphics.com and creates an account using his or her email address. That email address is then attached to the serial number for the network license. Step 2 involves installing the Statgraphics Network Management Program on the administrator's computer and activating the license. In Step 3, Statgraphics 18 is downloaded from www.statgraphics.com and installed on one or more shared disks for users to access. Finally, in Step 4, Statgraphics 18 is loaded and pointed to the license files created in Step 2. This video covers Steps 2 and 4. Other videos deal with Steps 1 and 3. As mentioned, Step 1 of setting up a multi-user network license for Statgraphics 18 involves registering the email address of the network administrator. This is done at register.statgraphics.com by setting up an account and attaching the email address to the network serial number. There's a detailed video available covering the steps involved to register. Step 2 sets up the network and the license files. Begin by selecting a client machine to use for managing the Statgraphics network. Any Windows PC will do for this purpose. Install the network management program on that computer by executing sgnetinstall.msi. Then run sgnetmanage.exe to set up the network. The main dialog box of the Statgraphics Network Management Program has various fields, buttons, and information on it to manage the network. The Statgraphics Network Management Program activates the network license. It can also check the number of seats currently in use. The program lets users check out and check in seats for temporary dedicated use on a standalone computer. Finally, it deactivates the license so it can be moved to a different location. To activate the program, the administrator must type in the serial number assigned to their network license. If a valid serial number is typed in, a product key will appear to the right. Other fields are provided to enter the organization corresponding to the network license, the address of the administrator's email, and finally a location on a shared disk where the license files are to be placed. The license files need to be placed in a directory where users have read access. When the Activate button is pushed, the program will contact the Statgraphics web service. If it's successful and the email address of the administrator is assigned to that serial number, the network program will be activated. The dialog box will then be updated to show the total number of seats. If for some reason the automatic activation fails, perhaps because of a firewall that's installed at your location, you'll need to contact support@statgraphics.com and provide us with the serial number and product key. We'll then give you an activation code that you can type in the manual activation field and then push the Activate Manually button. Once the license files have been created, you should go to www.statgraphics.com and look for the Download Program button. If your serial number starts with an A, download the 32-bit version of Statgraphics 18. If your serial number starts with a B, you may download either the 32-bit or the 64-bit version. Then install the program you downloaded in one or more locations where users have read access to it. This does not have to be the same location where the license files have been placed. If you'd like more information about installation, watch the installation video. The final step in the setup process is to point the executable for Statgraphics 18 to the license files. Start the Statgraphics 18 executable sgwin.exe and be sure to run it as an administrator. When you see the Welcome dialog box, press the Activate button. On the next dialog box, enter the serial number of the network license. You'll see one final dialog box called the Network Activation dialog box. Be sure the radio button is set to Shared License, and then type in the field provided the path to the main license file sgcnet.usr. This was the license file set up by the Network Management Program. When it's typed in, push OK. This completes the activation process. To be sure that things were set up properly, once the main window for Statgraphics opens, go to Help and select About, and you should see information about your license. At some point, you may want to move the network license to a different location. To do this, you need to start up the Network Management Program again and deactivate the current license. While doing so, be sure that no one is currently using the shared licenses. Be sure that all checked out licenses have been returned. Press the Deactivate button and you'll see this message. If some of your users occasionally need to travel, you can check out individual seats for a short period of time. This will reduce the number of concurrent seats available to everyone else until those individual seats are checked back in. For information on checking out licenses, see the video.